Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to Bullet Journaling with Eva. Today I would like to share 2 weekly setups focused on gratefulness and mindfulness. This is something completely different from our weekly spreads in October, so let's start with the materials. First, you will need a bullet journal. Then you will need some markers. I am using these alcohol-based Ohuhu markers with brush and fine tip. You will also need an eraser, a ruler, and something to draw with. I will be using these Unipin point liners as well as the SIPA Calligraphy Pen SB56 for writing quotes. So let's jump right into it. First of all, I would like to share my November monthly setup. If you haven't seen it yet, I will link it here. We will be continuing with those colors, the same vibe and theme, creating a cozy atmosphere with autumn colors. As you can see, I didn't include a Grateful For spread in my monthly setup because I intended to have a Grateful For each day in my weekly spreads. So I will incorporate it in my daily logs. For the center of my weekly spreads, I have chosen a quote focused on mindfulness. At the end of each week, I will do some reflections and I will share my questions for reflection as well. The second spread will have a vertical layout with the 8 identical sections. Let's start decorating the first weekly spread. I will begin with Friday, the first day of November, and I will explain everything as I go. I was still sick at the time, so you will see me with some tea here while I was drawing, but as you can hear now, I am feeling better. To start, I will use my 0.05 Unipin point liner to draw an orange, beginning with a circle and adding oval triangles for the inside of the orange. Then, using the 0.8 point liner, I will write Grateful For. This will be a dedicated space to write down something I am grateful for each day, framed with lines to keep it organized. After that, I will need to erase my pencil lines before coloring, but I will avoid smudging by first writing down the quote. The quote I have chosen says, "Breathe, let go, and remind yourself that you matter." I love this quote because sometimes we push ourselves to achieve everything, possible and impossible, and we often forget to take care of ourselves, our mental health, our needs, and the well-being of our bodies. This quote reminds us that caring for ourselves is just as important. And now that everything is written down, I will start decorating. I will begin with the YR3 orange marker for the outer part of the orange, followed by Y4 for the inside. This is when I realized I hadn't placed a plastic sheet underneath to prevent bleed-through to the previous page. Next, I will use the Y2 to draw the meat of the orange, and finally, I will use Y3 to write down the day's date and to completely fill in the orange. Now, I will speed up this part of the video and repeat the same process for each day. For each day, I will draw circles to represent oranges and then add a space dedicated to gratitude. I will write the first letter of each day in the center of the circle using the SIPA Calligraphy Pen. With the 0.8 point liner, I will add the full date. Now, I will erase all the pencil marks. I found that the Ohuhu alcohol markers work well with my water-based point liners, so there is no smudging. However, if I leave pencil marks under the markers, they won't erase cleanly, so I make sure to erase them before adding color. For the other days, I will follow the same process as I did for Friday. I will use orange for the outer part, then I will use the queens for the inner part, and sunflower shade for the meat. I will finish each orange with barium yellow to fully color it and add the dates. After that, I will write the day's name. Finally, it's time to focus on the reflection section. First, I will write down my title and then I will use the 0.8 point liner to write the words learned and intent. Why did I write it this way? Because I want to reflect on things that were good for me and that I learned that week. And then I wanted to write down the things that I intend to do. So, what do I want to do next week? As you can see, I felt something was missing, so I decided to add a small decoration with a small candle, a cinnamon stick, and an orange at the bottom of the right page. The first weekly spread is a horizontal layout with plenty space to write down everything. Since there are only 3 days at the beginning of November before Monday, I divided the week into 4 equal parts. The second spread will be a bit different. It's a vertical layout with 8 identical spaces for everything. 7 of those will be used for days, and the last one will be reserved for reflection. I will show you how I will decorate the first day on this spread, and then I will complete the rest of the camera. Once again, I will start by drawing the orange, marking the gratitude space, and adding a quote. This quote is a reminder that feelings are temporary and we need to breathe in and breathe out to become grounded. Now, with a bit of editing magic, the second spread is also complete. We have 7 equal spaces for each day and a reflection space. Let's look at everything we created together. The first weekly spread is horizontal with 4 equal spaces. This format can work even if you have more days. You could do the first half of the week as one spread and the second half of the week as another spread, and you will have enough space to write down everything. The second spread has slightly less room for daily tasks, but it still looks good, and it still aligns with the cozy theme I set for November using the same colors and techniques. Please leave me a comment about which layout you prefer. Don't forget to like, hit the notification bell, and I will see you next week. Bye!